Hello everyone, welcome again to Real Class. I am still your guide, MA Ido, and this time we are looking at the functions of government, what government is known to do. Alright? Yes. Number one, here is law making. Government is known to make laws for the citizens and to make sure that these laws are obeyed for the benefit of the entirety of the what? Citizens. Now, the body responsible for making of these laws is the legislature. Alright? Now, all of the laws made are entrenched in the constitution. Alright? Because the constitution is a book that specifies the mode of operation of government. Alright? When we get to one of the topics called the constitution, we shall look at that, and we look at different forms of the constitution that we have. Then we talk about maintenance of law and order. One of the functions of the government is not just to make the law, but to make sure that the laws made are maintained. And the organ responsible for this maintenance of law and order is the executive through the police force. That is why if anybody steals, the police officers are there to arrest you, because already the law is there stipulated in the constitution that nobody should steal another person's property. So if you do that, since the law has been made by the legislature, if you go ahead to violate that law, the police officers that are members of the executive organ can now arrest you and what? Prosecute you. Alright? So that's that. Then we talk about defense. One of the functions of government is to defend the citizens and the state against any form of external aggression. And it does so through the members of the armed forces. Alright? Yes, that's the Navy, the Air Force, alright? And all of that. So they are there to defend the country against any form of external attack. Alright? If a particular country wants to wage war against Nigeria, for example, it is the duty of members of the armed forces to stand up and then defend the territory against such attack. Alright? So that's one of the duties or functions of what? Government. Then we talk about provision of social amenities. All of the amenities we need, such as good roads, pipe-borne water, then good electricity, alright? All of those things are the social amenities that must be what? Provided. Good institutions that our children can attend. These are the basic duties or functions of what? Government. Alright? These are the things that government is known to what? Do. Alright? So that's that. Then we talk about protection of lives and property. Alright? Government is also known to protect the lives and property of individuals as entrenched in the constitution or 1999 constitution of Nigeria, for example, as amended. All right, and the body that does that is what? The executive organ. All right, through the police, and then the judicial officers can also prosecute offenders of the law. All right, when they are being sued. So that's that. So government is known to protect lives and property. All right, nobody can take your life, because one of the rights or fundamental rights of the people, all right, as entrenched in the constitution, all right, is that everybody has the right to life and everybody has the right to acquire property. All right, so you have the right to live. Nobody shall take your life. Okay, and you have the right to acquire property. Nobody shall encroach on your property. So if anybody actually tries to encroach on your what? Existence or your property, then it is the duty of the government through the police and the judicial organ to protect such lives and property. Okay, then we talk about provision of employment. All right, in a society that is working effectively, it is the duty of the government to provide employment for the citizens. All right, when you graduate and you have a very good result, at least the government should have that responsibility to fix you somewhere. All right, depending on what you have actually read or studied in school. Okay, then if, for example, you studied biology education and you submit your application as a good graduate whose result is very okay, it is the duty of the government to see that you are taken, so that you will contribute immensely to the development of the state. That's in a working society where government is living up to expectation. All right, yes. Then external affairs. All right, it is also the duty of the government to make sure that it fosters unity, all right, among other nations of the world. All right, yes. For example, we have diplomatic relations with other countries, with America, with Britain, and all of that. Government makes sure that it does not just stand alone independently. It must relate very well with other countries of the world. All right, that is why we have ambassadors. That is why otherwise referred to as foreign diplomats. For example, we have a Nigerian ambassador to the US. The US too also have their own ambassador representing them in Nigeria. We have a Nigerian ambassador to Kenya. Kenya too has their own ambassador to Nigeria. All right, representing them there. Okay, so that's that. Then we talk about settlement of disputes. Government should be able to settle disputes among individuals and the state, or individuals and private organizations. And the body that does so is the judiciary. By the time you are not okay, all right, you have to take the issue up to the court. So it is the court that will resolve the issue. All right, and whoever is, guilty is actually subject to such. All right, and then if you are innocent, then the court also pronounces such on you. All right, so these are the functions of government that we have. All right, yes, although we have some other ones added to it, but these are the major functions of government. In our next class, we shall look at the attributes of government or characteristics of government.